So in the previous video, we did an overview on the multimedia app, and I did a walkthrough of some examples. Now that you're programming your own, you're going to come up with your own idea of an app that uses some type of text, image, audio, video, or animation that the user will interact with. So your app would not need, per se, a video player, a sound player, a radio, and a camcorder all in one. I'm just showing you the overview of the different technologies. So for the video player here, you can see there's an actual video player under media that I brought in. And we can see the camcorder in there along with the camera and some other things. The video player here you have a player for your audio as well. If we look into our programming, then I have this kind of segmented, and I'll include this in the document. The video player is here. We have that preloaded sourced video, so we call the video player to start, we call it to pause, and we call it to mute, all off of a singular button. We can change the volume by using a slider, and the video volume is the slider position of that. We can change the size of the video. We have a video large and a video normal, or this should be video small. If this button is clicked, it will take the width and the height of the video display screen to 10. Click to normal, it will go to 200 and 200. So this is just the way that you, when you upload a video into your player, the basic way to control it. The same thing we're using that video player for is for the camcorder option. So when we hit the camcorder button, it's going to record. So that's just the button that we inputted. After we're done recording, what we're going to do is we're going to store that video clip from the camcorder under video tag. Now, if you're doing multiple videos, being able to have the user store multiple, this is where you'd have to tag it progressively using some type of algorithm like video clip 1, video clip 2 to store in the storage units. The playback is simple. When the play cam, the video source folder, if there is nothing saved, we want nothing. If there is something saved, we're going to call this TinyDB to get whatever you tagged with the video, and we're going to start it off at the 1 millisecond of that video. So we're going to basically rewind it, and then we're going to play our video to start. For our sound player, I have a preloaded sound into that. And what we can see is it's simple. When the play button is played, we're going to click the sound player to start. When it's paused, it's going to pause the pause button, or when we click the stop button, it's going to stop. We also have a volume to mute here, a button to change the volume to 0, and we can change the volume based on where the slider for that is. So again, we have sliders here for all our volumes. The radio is a little bit more complex. So here you can see I have it set up with checkboxes, but you could do this as buttons or whatever. But I have it all under my radio play button. Now, if the checkbox is checked, I want my player 2 source to go to the streaming source. Now, this is not the website source. So you actually have to look for the streaming source for the audio. Lots of websites in the United States are difficult to find their actual streaming source. If you launch the streaming player, it will just go from the website. So this is going to take a little investigating on how to find that streaming source. So when I click the radio play button, my player 2, again that player, so in that design screen I have my player here. That player 2's source, for instead of that audio being a preloaded file, it's going to go to that web address for that source that is streamed. If it's not checked, it's not going to be. Now the default on this, if all of them are checked, they're going to try to load all of them instantaneously into one player. But our controls work the same way. We have a start, stop for the player as well, the volume here, and the radio mute. So this is just something to get you started as you're thinking about your multimedia app. Again, it doesn't have to include all of these, but it could include